Barbie is a very hyped up movie and it's going directly against Oppenheimer, so the studio must feel pretty confident in its ability to impress audiences. But recently cast interviews have caused a lot of controversy now that actors are allegedly saying it is going to be progressive and filled with feminism, while executive producers are trying their very best to shut that discussion down. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or supporter via YouTube memberships. So starting off with this Bounding into Comics article, it says a new report claims that upcoming Barbie film, starring Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, is a feminist film. Now, this is a worry we have all had for quite a while, just judging by the content that we have seen so far, specifically the fact that, of course, the movie centers around one female character, being Barbie. I have high hopes for this, that it's at least going to be an entertaining movie, but I do think a lot of people have been worried about this. It says, though, Times' Elania Doctorman, known for getting called out for her extreme political views by former Superman actor Dean Cain, recently reported numerous actors and actresses in Barbie informed her the film is indeed a feminist movie. Now, right here, there are a lot of red flags, because she is saying that this happened and she has been called out before for her extremely political views. There is a chance that she did sit down, did discuss these things with them, and is purposefully misrepresenting their statements. Maybe she's doing it out of malice because it doesn't have enough feminism for her, so she's trying to derail it before release, or maybe this is just the straight up truth. It's not like we're going to know until the film releases, but this is very, very suspicious. It says while discussing the film with Mattel's film's executive producer, Robbie Brenner, he informed her that the film is not, in fact, a feminist movie. So right now we have a lot of contradicting statements, and to me this looks like maybe the actors said something that leans that direction, she took it and blew it up, and now you've got this executive producer trying to instantly damage control and shut this discussion down because they do need people to go and see it. They made a lot of big bets with this film, they spent a lot of money on it, and they're releasing it against major competition. Barbie actually has a budget of around $100 million, and it does seem like a big portion of that is marketing, just judging by how much of it there has been already, never mind in the next few weeks leading up to release. But it is expected to gross roughly $300 million at the box office on the safe end, and at the high end, they're hoping that due to its popularity, it could make up to $500 million at the box office. So they are expecting a very big, pull for this film at the box office, meaning they need all of the interviews to go well. They need people to see these cast interviews and go, wow, this is getting me really excited for this film. Again, $100 million is, kind of, let's be honest, on the slightly lower side for movies these days, but at the same time, they could lose money if this film is not successful. And it is important to point out that this is all happening right now, but we have heard some more questionable interviews from cast members, so there might be, some truth to this. In fact, though, she broached the topic with film star Margot Robbie, who reacted by raising an eyebrow and asking, who said that? It's not a this is or it isn't. It's a movie. It's a movie that's got so much in it. Robbie would add, we're in on the joke. This isn't a Barbie puff piece. This report comes after she sat down with Fandango and revealed the film is about having a relevant conversation about where the world is today, and then also acknowledging this long 60+ year history. It's just a lot of things to do at once, and she does it so deftly, and ultimately the whole experience is still fun, like it's so fun and weirdly emotional. Now, we don't know what she's referring to here, but she's saying that the movie in general has a relevant conversation about where the world is today. One could assume that it has to do with, yes, the lead character being a female and everybody living in this female's world, and what would happen if she happened to be in charge of everything. But at the same time, we just don't know. We do know, though, that the actress who plays President Barbie, Issa Rae, has actually come out and made it clear that the film has feminist messaging in her opinion. While she is asked about how she identifies a Ken, she said, "I think a Ken for me is just kind of there. I think a Ken is just a great accessory. That's what I love about Greta's imagining of Barbie, is that the Kens are just supplemental characters to these Barbies. While Barbies can do everything Kens are, they're to kind of support and don't necessarily have their own story. It's incredibly strong for men to be in supportive roles and to support the greatness that is women slash Barbie." But there is something very specific here. She says a Ken for me, which doesn't necessarily define what Ken means to the story. This statement could be a self-insert and not what the writers meant Ken to be. One would assume that, yes, again, Ken is a supplemental character here, and he does not overshadow, Barbie, because she is the lead. But at the same time, Ken is still pretty important, and we have seen in the teasers and trailers that Ken does have a lot of screen time. Ryan Gosling is a great actor. I'm actually pretty excited to see him as Ken. But I'm just hoping that this movie is going to come together, and it's not going to be, haha, men are stupid and men don't have a real role in this woman's life, because that would ruin the experience. But this is supposed to be a comedy. It's supposed to be a family-friendly film. A lot of people have been sharing a lot of memes about it over the past few months, primarily because, again, its competition directly is Oppenheimer. And I want this to be good. It's not, a movie that I'm sitting here so excited to see, but I just want it to be a fun experience. But I do think that feminist messages being shoved into it could most certainly ruin this experience. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of these statements from these actors are more so what they interpret the movie as, or what they interpret themes and these characters as, not necessarily what the writers wanted it to be. So we've still got a lot of questions, and there are definitely a lot of red flags being raised right now. But yes, this is what is being said about the movie. There's quite a controversy surrounding it now, given some of the actors are describing it as feminist, while executives are adamant Barbie is not a feminist film. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.